Sorry about that, folks. I was listening to the talk conference call. We'll have to go back and listen to the Q&A session, but we got some of the most important parts. All right, so we do have a bunch of news on specific stocks. Let's just look at the indices first. We see SPY QQQ up slightly. I'm still kind of leaning bearish right now for all the reasons I've been talking about the last few days. Apparently, Bullard was out this morning with like a little bit of positive commentary, which is giving the market a lift. Let's look together because I haven't even seen it yet. Let's look together at TLT and UUP. Here they are. See how they're doing. TLT is up, which is good for stocks today. Possibly UUP taking a little bit of a breather. So I'm not so focused on the macro today. Still have that kind of short to intermediate term bear perspective. But we had a lot of news on some stocks. Talk. Let's talk about Talk first because Talk is the one I've been holding for quite a while. We talked about it a lot. They had earnings last night. The conference call is ongoing right now. And the most important thing that just came out of the conference call, the CEO is guiding to get to break even by the end of the first half of 2024. Okay, so that's a year and 4 months from now. So it's a year and 4 months from now, they'll be break even and they will have 90 or 95 million, somewhere 90 to 95 million dollars cash left over. The commentary was very, very positive on the momentum they're seeing and the demand they're seeing for the product in the mental health space. So listen, this thing's at like a EV of like 0 or something like that. 95 million cash, you got to figure out what the price is going to be there on that. Do the math, figure out what, I just think this is a really good value, right? The downside is really, really limited, as Julian was just saying. And if you're going to be at break even with 95 million cash in a little bit over a year from now, then I think the only way to go, the only place to go for this stock is up from here. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to immediately re-rate. It's going to take time to prove it out, to get to break even in a year and a half. Looking at the technicals, I wouldn't be surprised, though, if we make a move towards 113 in the near future, whether that's today or the next couple of days. I think that's now in play because now we got the off-the-cuff comments with not a lot of detail at the JP Morgan conference. And then today, this is now official guidance. Now he's turned those comments into official guidance of break even and 90 million cash left over. So I think it's a go for Talk right now. I think the downside is limited. I think you can buy the dips at these different support levels, whether it's the 20 DMA or the 50 DMA. And the next target up there is 200 DMA at 113. I was a little disappointed initially by the press release last night, but the CEO cleared it all up with their official guidance this morning. So things are looking good for Talk, basically in line kind of with what we were thinking after the JP Morgan conference, except I think he was exaggerating a little bit when he was talking about we'll get to, profitability in the very, very near future. I guess to him, very, very near future is a year and 4 months. Okay, so in any case, that's fine. Everything looks good on Talk. Man, do this in order. Last night we saw Pet. So Pet has been on our watch list for a while, something we played with before. They had earnings last night, and to me, the earnings looked like a blowout. It's 17 million revenue. I saw like 11 million expected by analysts. They're guiding for basically break even. So their revenue is growing rapidly while they're break even. That's amazing. And they were basically break even in Q4. They lost like $300,000 or $400,000 in the fourth quarter. Like that's nothing for a growth company growing their revenues at like 100% year over year. You can see there 110%. I think there may have been an acquisition in there, but they're still, guiding for full year 2023 guidance here. Revenue in the range of 75 to 77 million, which is increased from their previous guidance. It's a 7% increase in their guidance, and they're going to do it at break even. To me, that's incredible news for a growth company. And we saw an analyst come out, Sharding Capital, maintaining a buy and increasing their price target to $8. I think it was $5 before. So they increased it from $5 to $8, maintaining a buy. That's pretty good news for PET. Maybe something that could be bought today on dips if you're looking to trade it. Maybe it's even a good long-term stock if you're into holding this kind of stock for the long term. So great earnings at a PET. I don't really have my moving averages showing on here, so that's a little bit of a problem in terms of technicals. But you can see right here at about 340, you got a big resistance level at 340. Okay, if it's going to make a move up there, and obviously psychological resistance at hole number 3. And I think dips are going to be probably going to be picked up there on PET with a report like that. Now, LLAP, not only has this been on our watch list, but I've played it numerous times. This is the one. It's the aerospace company. They make satellites, and they have the $100 million investment from Lockheed Martin. So we have that good sentiment in the past, right, in terms of validation from company from Lockheed Martin. They were also doing some satellites for Lockheed Martin. If you look in the press releases, you'll see some satellites they delivered to Lockheed Martin. Now, this morning, what looks like massive news. $2.4 billion contract to build 300 satellites. Well, for a company I never heard of. Okay, so some bears might be like, Rivada, is this real? Are they going to actually pay for these satellites over time, 300 satellites? But my immediate reaction is further validation. Lockheed Martin already validating it, and then when they get a $2.4 billion order on top of a $240 million market cap, that looks huge. To me, that looks like all that matters today is technicals, right? That's how I look at it. Of course, we did get an alternative smart view from Julian saying, hey, first of all, I did remind him, if you look at this press release, out of these 300 satellites, that's not the, out of 300 satellites, only 4 of them will be delivered by 2025. So it's going to take years to deliver this. So you got to figure this revenue is going to be spread out over time, during which there's risk that the deal falls through. Rivada doesn't do well, things like that. Now, also, Julian was telling me they're not getting all this $2.4 billion. Honestly, that was an oversight by me, and I think he's right. It doesn't say that in the press release, but you got to assume it based on subcontractors they're going to have to hire for this. I guess they're the prime contractor on this, and he was. I mean, it's just a arbitrary estimate he had, most likely, but he was saying, like, you can consider maybe they'll get 15% of that $2.4 billion. So there's a couple like bear cases you could say, but for me, this $2.4 billion, that's really good sentiment. That's validation on top of the Lockheed Martin investment that unlocks the stock to be able to trade on its technicals today. And you can see here the resistance at 322. I really thought 322 would not break this morning. I was in it. I got right in at 7 a.m. at like 325. The thing rocketed to 370. The next resistance was 4. So your resistance levels are 322 and 4, by the way. So, but unfortunately, it broke down below that 200 DMA of 322, and now 322 is your resistance right here. Okay, so I really can't tell you if 322 is going to break. At this point, that might be all you get. And maybe that bear case Julian was putting out there will prevent the stock from going above 322. But if it does break 322, I think this gets into the 4+ range. Okay, and you can see the neighborhood where the stock was stable in before the market crash was between $4 and $6. That, that would be my favorite case. I'm not sure it's my base case anymore. We'd have to see a break above 322. I was talking this morning that my base case is we're going to hold that 200 DMA. We're not going to go below 322, and we're going to get into a trading range of $4 to $6 by this afternoon. That all can still happen, but we got some work to do. We got to break $3.22 resistance, and I think Julian makes a good point about this $2.4 billion. They're not getting all of it. They got to hire these sub line on LLAP. I will note it's record volume already. They've never had this much volume ever, and it's not even 9:30 a.m. yet. So maybe this could be fuel that can cause the stock this afternoon. Probably have some shorts piling in this morning when it hit the 200 DMA or when it was up 100%. You already had a 5.96% short position. So I'm hoping for, but it's hope, no guarantees here. I'm hoping that this will turn around by afternoon. It's up 72%. But if you can see, you only were able to get in from 7 a.m. So most people are down on this stock right now. All right. Most people have been buying the stock since 7 a.m. this morning, not yesterday. So most people are down. So the hope is we're going to break 322 and get a turnaround and maybe make a move towards 4. But if it doesn't happen, then you really got to consider what Julian's been saying about the fundamentals, that they're only going to get a fraction of this multi-billion-dollar contract at the end of the day. All right, so we covered talk, covered PET, covered LLAP. Those are the three big ones, microcap world with significant news. Now we have three mega caps or large caps, one of them mega caps, with great earnings. I did not have a chance to look into the details. I can tell you BIDU not only had good earnings, but they also did announced a $5 billion share buyback. So that's above 20 DMA. I don't play Chinese stocks. I've never played BIDU. I don't have much to say about it. I just wanted to inform you that that's out there. You can take a look at the news. And if you like the news, you know, who knows? What are we at? We'll be 155 resistance and 145 support. If you're into BIDU, you can take a look at that. Then we have, you know what? I forgot to send the studio link to our friend Vegas. So I'm going to put you guys on pause for just 1 second to get that squared away so we can get Vegas here in 5 minutes. Just hang on, guys. All right, I'm back. All right. So I know BIDU is something that Vegas has played before. That's what made me think of it. I got so busy this morning with talk, LLAP, and PET that forgot to send the studio link. Every day it's a different link to Vegas here. She's going to join us in a few minutes. PANW, very popular cybersecurity stock, also with great earnings. I saw a ton of upgrades, ton of analyst upgrades. You can see it right here, raised from 155 to 200. By UBS, another one 216, another one raises to 240 to 210. I mean, they're just all over the place. I didn't get a chance to really look at this, but easy to say that it was obviously a beat and probably a raise as well. So 182 above all the key moving averages on the weekly. That's great news. So wow, that's good. I wouldn't be surprised. This might be a good swing with all those massive upgrades like 193 to 195 and then 208. These might be swing targets over here. Those numbers I just told you, 195 and 208 on PANW. I don't know. Well, didn't have time to look at the press release. So as of now, I don't have a trade plan personally for it, but that is something worth looking into. GLBE, I always like this as kind of like a baby Shopify. Let me just see where Shopify is though, because this does trade a little bit on Shopify sentiment. So Shopify's been down. I guess they had that they had that warning the other day. And GLBE, a better report than Shopify. Have to dig into the report to see what the story is. I have not had a chance to do that. You can see resistance there at the 20 DMA, 2860. So if you want to know if this can break that 20 DMA resistance, you'll have to look into the fundamentals and decide if that is the fundamentals came in strong enough to overcome that technical resistance. Again, I did not look at the details on the GLBE, so I don't have a prediction for you on whether that can break that technical resistance. A little bit of news about Intel I wanted to let you know about. They're decreasing their dividend to invest more in the company. I'm not playing it. Don't have an opinion on that for you. I've been avoiding it since the last earnings report was bad. I was in it for like half a day thinking they'd do well, but no, that was a bad earnings report, and I'm out. I'm not interested at this time. I just wanted to let you know what's going on there. TGB buying a 15% stake in a 12.5% stake in the Gibraltar copper mine. All right, we'll have to touch base with Matt to get his opinion on what that might mean for the company. KMPH, a press release. They're changing their name. Lots of good information on that press release. We'll tap Chris. I know Chris has been on top of KMPH, so we'll see what he says about that. I did see DraftKings had an upgrade this morning as well. So I see Vegas just joined us. She missed all the excitement on talk, LLAP, and PET. So hopefully she'll look at those, but let's talk some big caps with her first. Let's bring her on now. Good morning, Vegas. How you doing?
Great. I'm an LLAP.
Oh, you are? Great. I've known this stock. We've been in it for a long time, in and out. I wasn't holding it yesterday, unfortunately, but I got into it. Okay, let's talk. I was going to talk about BIDU first because I know you love those Chinese stocks. I know you traded BIDU.
Yeah,
let's talk about LLAP first, since you're an LLAP, and then maybe we'll talk BIDU.
Yeah, so
BIDU,
listen, I love the news. I love the news. News is great. Market likes it. I mean, that's a big contract, $2.4 billion. Love the chart. Actually, I really like the chart for a swing trade. I'd like to see it hold 182, which is the 8 EMA on the weekly. I'd like to see this head towards 4, 5, and 6. So just gonna give it a chance and let the swing trade work out.
That's good. That was also my original range early this morning. I'm like, I think 4 to 6 is in play today, is what I thought early this morning. But I was disappointed to see it break below 322, which is the 200 DMA. So has a little bit of work to do.
Yeah, well, it has a little work to do, but you know, it's gonna take some time. But the weekly chart looks good. Looks really, really good. Really good.
Awesome. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I assume you have something to tell us about BIDU.
Oh, well, I got lots to tell you about BIDU. So BIDU, I mean, smashing earnings. Okay, smash earnings, and honestly, like $5 billion share buyback is amazing. Earnings beat, and they have this buyback until December 31st, 2025. So
their market cap is only 40. I did not realize their market cap is only $48 billion. $5 billion is pretty significant. I thought their market cap was higher.
You know what? The earnings is amazing. I mean, they had a revenue of $4.8 billion, which is basically flat from last year's beats by $170 million. But the adjusted EBITDA was 1.19. The EBITDA margin was 25%. And the cash equivalent is 25, I think, 0.72 billion. Free cash flow, here's what I love the most, $859 million. So beautiful money.
Wow.
Love the money, love the buyback. And look, when a company, you guys, everyone knows, like when a company wants to invest and buy their own stock, it's beautiful.
That's good numbers.
News.
Yeah, those numbers are good. Based on the numbers you're telling me, this is not necessarily, it does not look like an expensive company. So awesome.
No, I think I think the stock's undervalued. Like I think the stock's great. So, you know, be watching BIDU. I mean, I don't trade into earnings because you don't want, you get burned. But I will watch BIDU. I'd like to see it break 152. So for a day trade. So if it breaks 152, then I will take a trade. I will do a day trade on BIDU. If it breaks 152, stop loss will be under 148, really more from an options angle. So we'll be looking to trade BIDU. And
awesome.
What about PANW? Have you seen PANW?
That's next on our list. Look at that, PANW right there. Tell us about PANW.
Well, another Palo Alto smashing the earnings. I mean, look at that. They surged, delivering amazing guidance, right? And the thing is that the stock surge, everyone knows it's cybersecurity stock, surged almost 10%, currently up about 9%. Dan Ives has an outperform rating on Palo Alto, noted the results for PANW solid and should calm the fears of any slowdown in cybersecurity sector. So they have an upgrade of 210 from 200. And the analysts were expecting them to earn 78 cents per share. They actually earned $1.05 per share on $1.7 billion revenue. Their billings were up 26% year over year. They also did say that they expect the third quarter billing to be between 2.2 billion and 2.25, which tops the estimates of the forecast of 2.2. So I do like that. They also said they expect to earn about $3.97 and $4.03 per share, excluding one-time items. So it is one of also Morgan Stanley's top software picks for 2023. So, we have to make sure, when some of these analysts talk about their top picks, we know that they're invested in it, right? So it's not surprising that sometimes investor sentiment can be weak, and they focus sharply on to the risks of weaker spending trends into 2023. But, you got to be fully cognizant of the weakening spending environment. Investors, could be throwing out the baby with the bathwater. So, well, we wouldn't want to do that. But, Morgan Stanley is a top pick, this is one of their top picks amongst other ones like Now and Microsoft. There's also one of their top picks, but they love PANW. So no surprise. Why they do. Look at those earnings. Speaks for
Yep.
themselves.
Both of these look like really strong fundamentals, good reports out of PANW and BIDU. As far as price targets, I see like 190 and 208 for PANW. What are you seeing, and how quickly do you think you can get there?
I think I can get to maybe 190 today. I mean, listen,
Yep,
if the market
I'm with
likes
you.
it and we can break, listen, if we can break, let's see here, we're at 182.98. So if we can break 185 today, let me see. Actually, if we can break, where are we now? 180.
183.
Okay, so if we can break actually 183.75, then we have a good chance to 190 today.
Yep.
If we break
Chance today.
183.75, we must hold and do not get under 180. So like 180 would be my stop loss. Some people would have a tighter stop loss, you know, like maybe like 183. So it just depends on your risk tolerance. You know, everyone has a different risk management plan. I kind of think that if the stop loss is around there, I'd be choking the trade. Because this is a volatile stock. It pops and pulls, like push, pull, push, pull. So
Yep.
I don't want to get stopped out for no reason. So I'm going to wait and see if this can break 183.75. And then, you know, mental stop loss will be like 180. And then let the trade play out and see if we can see that 190 today. Now, if that
I
ever
like it.
breaks, you'll probably see your 200 eventually.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Well,
Yeah.
the markets kind of move faster than you expect. So 190 and then 208, I think, are good swing targets. 190 might happen today. I agree with you.
Yeah, and keep your eyes on CrowdStrike too. Like CrowdStrike looks really good today. So, you know,
Sympathy.
CrowdStrike,
Yeah.
another good one. It's currently around 115.22. And this can probably see 117, 119. So we don't want to see it going under 115.
Okay.
Actually 114.88 would be a good line in the sand. And we have FOMC today, right? 2 o'clock. So lots can change in the market.
Oh, is that off my
Don't forget.
radar? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that's today, 2 o'clock.
Today, yeah, because you know what? Everyone thinks today's Tuesday, but today's Wednesday. So
Wait a
we have
second. What are they
FOMC
doing?
minutes. The
They
minutes.
made. Oh, it's the
Minutes.
minutes. The minutes. Okay, I
Yeah.
thought it was
Yeah.
too early
FOMC
for.
minutes
Okay.
today at 2
Yeah,
o'clock.
yeah.
But the thing
Minutes.
is, this can create some
You're right.
volatility and chop
You're
up
right.
to, you know, but by the way, guaranteed volatility after that comes out. I think it's important for people to have their expectations in check. You know, we had a lot of overnight action. The ES has been very, very sideways. And I think that the bears actually still have all the momentum on the daily and hourly charts. So, you know, we'll have to see if the bulls savings grace right now is this current daily on the ES. Looks, you know, it's below the previous day low, and it's actually been holding. So it'll be really interesting to see if the bulls can push through here. But there is momentum right now to the downside. So we have been bear flagging right above support. So to me, that's a bearish signal. Okay. So really got to keep your expectations in check. You know, we'll have to see, you know, if we have, you know, if it does break that support, 40.0725, we'll see a gap under that retest and fail. And
Yep.
we have clear skies all the way down at 39.76. So, you know, you could, you never know. I mean, anything's possible. I'm one of those traders that like, I could say all these things because it's what I'm seeing on charts, but at the end of the day, I got to trade what I see. So even though I'm saying all these things now, at the end, if things change after FOMC, minutes come out, I'll have to adapt to market conditions. I mean, if there's a rally, then I'll have to be, you know, I'll
Yep.
go into calls.
Absolutely.
If there's a sell-off, then, you know, I do have SPY puts though in play,
I do
395.
too.
I'm holding them because I don't know what's going to happen after 2 o'clock.
Yep.
So, you know, if SPY breaks 401 today, then I'll go into calls and hedge and trade around it. So, but I will keep these puts I have and I'm going to hold them. So.
Sounds good. I agree with pretty much all your thinking this morning. We are pretty much on the same page. I love the PANW. I love the LLAP. Good luck today, Vegas. Let's kill it.
Yeah, good luck to you guys too. And talk to you guys later.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Have a great day. Bye, guys.